Hello programmers, welcome to BNB Techniques. My name is Sudhir Kumbhare. Do let me know guys if you have any concerns, any question in the comment box. I am going to answer that. Okay guys, today's session we are going to start with introduction of Spider. So basically I'll give you a brief how to use this Spider IDE. Yeah, I know you know a couple of things in Spider already, but there are some other areas which you need to understand and which you will have to explore. Okay, the second thing which we are going to discuss is about how to debug your code, because it's going to important for you guys, right? Because you have already started writing the code, right? Okay, and the third, which what we are going to do is very interesting. I am going to tell you the best way to get what is wrong with your code. If your code is breaking, or if you think your code have some kind of issues and the code is not giving the proper output, then how to find out that. Okay, so let's start. So guys, here we are. Welcome to my Spider IDE. So guys, what we have learned till now is about data types, about doing numeric operations, about strings, how to declare variables, how to use variables, right? So now what I thought, it's time where you should know how to debug the code, because you might be writing 5 lines of code, 4 lines of code right now, right? We are doing small operations, small lines of code, but now going further, that number of code lines are going to increase, right? Where your code will become complex, or it's going to be difficult to debug the code or to find out if there is any kind of problem. If code is breaking, then we should know the proper solutions, how to debug the code, right? So today's session is based on that. So let's start. I'll start with an example. Okay, so guys, you know very well about this Spider ID, right? You know, this green button is used if I write some code over here, and if I press this green button, so each and every line of your code, of your file is going to execute, right? And if I want to execute only selected lines of code, then I'll have to select those lines of code and I'll have to press this one, this white icon, right, which I have highlighted over here. So you know about this, right? So guys, let me write a simple program where over here, let's say x is equal to 10, I'll say y is equal to 20, and I'll say z is equal to x plus y, and finally I'm going to print this z over here, right? So the first thing, what we are looking how to debug your code. If some problem is there, then how to debug the code, right? Because when you will start writing programs where you will have 10 lines of code or 15 lines of code, you might need to check what is the value for that particular variable runtime itself, right? You might need to check that. So let's see. So guys, come over here and put your cursor over there and just press F12. F12. Sorry, just press F12. So guys, you can see that this debugger point is set at 5th line, right, where x is equal to 10. Now what you have to do is just press Ctrl F5. Why Ctrl F5? To run your code in a debugging mode. Okay, so just press Ctrl F5. Okay, once you press Ctrl F5, your debugger is set at the first line, x is equal to 10. Now just press Ctrl F10. Press Ctrl F10, right? So once you press Ctrl F10, on the right hand side, on the top window, you can see x int is equal to 10, right? So 10 has been assigned to this variable x. So that variable assignment you can see on the right side. So similar way, just press Ctrl F10. When you will press Ctrl F10, it will execute your single line of code. Okay. So again press Ctrl F10. See, y has got some values. Again press Ctrl F10. Z has got some values, right? So that way on the right side you can see how the variable assignments are being done in the code runtime itself whenever you will have any problem, right? This way you can debug the code and you can see how values are getting assigned to these variables. Okay, one more thing, guys. If I press Control F11, what will happen? Control F10 is to execute a whole line of code, whether it's a function or anything. Let's say now what happened in this case, I just pressed Control F11, right? I went inside that function. Print is an inbuilt function, right? But still I went inside that function. When you want to execute, let's say suppose you have developed your own function and you are using it now, right? In that function itself you might write 10 lines of code. Issue could be there over there, right? So in that case you will need to press Control F11 to go inside that function, right? And now you will start pressing Control F10 to execute it line by line, right? Okay, if I want to go return back from here, just press Control Shift F11. I'll come back to my position, right? So here again I'll press Control F10. I don't want to go inside that. I simply want to execute these statements. Okay, just press Control F10 and it's done. So guys, you can see the output as 30, right bottom side. Yes, so this way you can debug the code and you can check, you can keep a watch on how variables are getting assigned some values. Okay, how values are getting assigned to these variables, and you can use all the shortcut keys to save your time. Otherwise there is an option, if you see this debug option, you will find all keys over here. Control F5 to run your code in a debugging mode. To set a breakpoint, F12 is there, right? To step in, you have F10 and F11 as well. To step out, we have Control Shift F11, which I have used, right? So these are the major keys which you can utilize. And to stop the code in between, you have this one, this button. You can just press it. It will stop your code at that point itself. Okay, guys, we have to discuss one more thing over here. Okay, what I'm going to discuss is I'm going to discuss about try catch block, because now you are at the place where you have already started writing the code, probably 3-4 lines of code, but going further you will be writing some more lines of code, right? So over there what I want, okay, if you guys have already some background, already you are coming from some programming background, so you might think this is too early to start with try catch block. Okay, I'm talking about try catch block. But guys, let me tell you one thing. What is the harm? I mean, let me ask you one thing. What is the harm if we start implementing good practices? Because once you are in the industry, when you will be working on projects, you won't be allowed to write some code without having any exception handling, right? So I'm just trying to start a good practice, okay, and that's why I'm trying to tell you about try catch block, the way and the best way to find out what is the issue with your code. It's going to save your time as well. Okay, okay, guys. So we'll see that now. Okay. So what I'm going to do, just write try, and then I'm just printing something which is not available. Okay. Okay. Now I'll say except. This is the criteria to handle exceptions. Okay, just write exception as ex. Ex is just a variable, you can give any name, but exception is a base class of exceptions in Python. Okay, and except is a keyword to handle exception. So if something is going wrong over here in this part, that will be caught over here. And what I'm going to do over here, I'll simply say print ex. Okay, so should we try now? Okay, let's see, guys. Let's execute this line of code. Okay, it says built-in function sum. I don't want to use this one. I simply want to use no. See guys, can you see? Name number is not defined, right? So whenever you will have issues over here in this line of code, so whatever lines of code you are going to write, you have to write it over here. Let's say you are writing something again, and then you might have some statements like z is equal to 3 plus 5, something like that. So you have to write your coding, your lines of code over here in this try section, and then you have to write except. Exception is a base class, so we are just taking a one variable, a representation from that base class, and then print ex. So ex will give you the exact reason what went wrong with your code. So what I think, this is the best way to quickly find out the issue with your code. Okay guys. Okay guys, one more interesting thing over here, huh? Okay, I'll tell you that as well. So in no, it's about Python. It's not about this code, it's about Python. Let's say print, right? If I give statements, if I write statements like this, print, and immediately after that if I'm writing print statements just below to that, what will happen? Let me run the program. Indentation error. What? Indentation error. Because in Python, what happens? I have written try, after that there is a colon, right? So basically I'm trying to tell Python interpreter that yes, this is my statement which we have to execute as a part of try clause, right? This is what I'm trying to tell to my interpreter. So I will have to give proper indentation, which means every line should start from here. Whatever code I'm writing, that should be over here. Okay, in Python this indentation is very, very important. The same way, if I try to print this line, if I take this line over here, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I will have to give some indentation space. Okay, so this is some interesting stuff about Python. Let's see if it is working or not. We tried without with removing indentation, it was not working. Now with indentation, definitely it's going to work. Yes, no, this is not the case in C# or Java. This is only in Python. Okay guys, thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed this today's session. And if you guys, if you are really enjoying my videos, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and please press the bell icon also, so that you will get further notifications. Thank you guys, catch you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.